Good morning, lords and ladies. So I know most of you guys are King of Avalon fans or King of Avalon haters or something along those lines. And for the past week-ish, well, I don't want to say a week, I'd say past couple of days. So last Wednesday I downloaded this game when it first came out and I started to play it for like, I don't know, a few minutes. And the reason why I say a few minutes is, and I'll just go over my review of what I can cover, because when I actually open the game and I click on anything on the map, it basically crashes. So that's the first thing, is I haven't actually been able to do a proper review of the game because it just basically crashes all the time. I don't know if I've got too much, videos saved on my phone or whatever it is, but I've restarted my phone. I have, the latest iOS. I'm using an iPhone. It's typically very stable for gaming and things like that. But unfortunately, this game, it's new and it's just gonna just crash a lot. So I can't actually open the game because every time I open the game and it crashes, it stops the recording. And I've done this like 10 times. And I waited a few days and I saw that they had like some minor update today. So I pulled that. I thought it would fix it. It didn't fix it. So I'm just going to review what I can in this game. And what I can tell you is that the download is super huge. It's like over a gigabyte of whatever it is that it needs to download. So there's the initial download, and then there was like 870 something megabytes of junk it had to download, plus another 7 today. So the total was pushing close to a gig or more than a gig. That's not too bad. I mean, like, there's lots of things that take up, lots of space and have big assets. No problem there, right? So that's the first thing. Then the second thing is that it just crashes. So I can't actually do a proper review on the game. I can only tell you like let's call it my 2-minute experience. My 2-minute experience is that it's kind of nerdy. I didn't like all of the tutorials. The tutorials were clunky and annoying. I wish I could have skipped some of them. I couldn't. So there's that. The layout, it felt like they more tried to like cut corners by putting things on I'd call it like a side scroller instead of having a map. So instead of having like a 2.5D or a 3D, map that people can click on, they kind of went the cheap route and had a side scroller. I think that's how I describe it. So in terms of the interface, I think that they went cheap on that. I will say that the map for the 2 minutes at a time that I can look at it didn't look too bad. It looked kind of interesting. It's elfy fantasy type environment, and it's nice to see something other than a dire wolf. I'm really happy, about not seeing a dire wolf. I'm tired of the games having, a level 1 dire wolf. I mean, it's just, come on, So it's good to see them mix up the genre just a little bit. But then the last thing and the most important thing, at least to me, and if this is a war game, okay, and by this I mean like somebody is either being attacked or you're being attacked or you're helping your friends being attacked or there's an attack opportunity. So there's some sort of clinch opportunity where you need to get into a combat situation quickly, and this game is going to aggravate the hell out of people that are really, really serious players. So if you're going to end up spending a lot of money on a game, just keep in mind that in clinch moments, you may or may not have lost the opportunity or something like this, because the game loading time for this is horrible. If it's going to, on average, it's over a minute to load. And like worst case, I've had it take like 2 or 3 minutes because like maybe it has to download something in the middle, or those little micro updates it's feeding out. So there's a lot of opportunity that it's gonna have a really high load time, compared to other games. I think Iron Throne loads in maybe like 20 or 30 seconds. King of Avalon is a little bit slower too. They put the splash screen and they got some other junk going on in the background. But even King of Avalon, with however slow it is and aggravating it is, it's even faster than this. So let's read some reviews, and let's see if I'm the only person that is experiencing basically crashes. And I guess the top review here is, this game is great. I'm just tired of the game force closing every few minutes, and also every time I return for an adventure. Please fix this. It's not force closing, it's just crashing. It's probably an OOME is what it is, if I had to guess. And for non-programmers, what that means is out of memory error. And so they probably didn't optimize this yet. It's probably using some sort of JIT JIT runtime or JIT compiler underneath the hood. And yeah, so it's not garbage collecting often enough because that would cause performance problems. But then in this case, it's just, running out of memory and crashing. Recommend this if you like these types of games. Yeah, probably a paid review. Great graphics and good gameplay. Bullshit. Can't get past the tutorial. Let's get ready to attack, but box forces me to click on graphics and options that aren't available appearing when this is fixed. Yeah, I probably believe that. Very exciting. So time goes very fast when I play this game. Game plot and skills are really good. Oh, yay, paid review. I've been excited for this release. Sadly, my excitement is crumbled by the game crashing every time I attempt to attack. Yep. Why did you give it a 5-star review if it crashes every time for you? Not going to waste my time and wait for an update if they can't even get the game to load in the initial release. Imagine if they made good God of War and it didn't get past the title screen. Quit wasting our time with your games. It's a really cool game, but occasionally crashes. Not too sure if it's a game or my device. Well, so for the, 5 reviews that I'm reading here, you can see that most of them mention a crash. So this isn't just me bashing a game that just came out and being negative. This is legitimately a big problem with the game. And there we go. And it's going to stay that way until they actually fix it. So they can message me. I will reply to them, and I will happily work with, let's just call them Game Evil. I will happily work with Game Evil on a review of this game, testing this game. And by I mean testing it, I mean like really going into the battle mechanics. I mean really just beating the hell out of this. But I got to be able to do anything on the map. Otherwise, it's just, it's not going to work. So there we go. There's my, let's call it my non-review of Gardius Empire. So some people have been asking, have I been able to play it? And the answer is yes and no. Sort of. Not really. So 2 minutes at a time, I can open it up, I can click on something, and it will crash. So that's what I have been able to do. So that's my experience so far. So, okay, love you guys, and hopefully this is helpful to you. So if you're part of Game Evil, one of the studios, reach out to me, guys. All right, bye-bye for now.